Ever wondered what happens when the god of thunder goes fishing? Spoiler alert, he doesn't use worms, and he's not after a trout. Today, we're rediving deep into one of the most epic and bone-chilling tales from Norse mythology. The day Thor tried to catch the Midgard serpent, our story begins in Jotunheim, the realm of the giants. Thor, always up for a challenge, decides to pay a visit to a particularly grumpy giant named Hymir. Hymir was known for his fishing prowess, and Thor wanted to prove he was better. He essentially invites himself on Hymir's next fishing trip. Hymir, unimpressed and reluctant, finally agrees, but snarls that he has no bait to spare for his uninvited guest. This is where we see Thor's classic, over-the-top approach to problem-solving. Does he go digging for worms? Nope. He calmly walks over to Hymir's prized herd of oxen, picks out the biggest, strongest bull, and with a single, mighty blow, snaps its neck. He then wrenches the massive head off and declares, "This should do." Hymir is a mix of furious and terrified. He just lost his best ox. But he also just witnessed a display of raw power that left him speechless. The fishing trip was on, but the tension was already thicker than the ocean fog. Hymir starts rowing, intending to stick to his usual fishing grounds. But Thor isn't satisfied. "Further," he commands. "Row further," Hymir protests, warning him of the dangers of the deep sea. But Thor insists. They row and row, past the point where the seafloor drops away into a black abyss, past where any sane fisherman would ever dare to venture. They row until the familiar shores of the world are just a distant memory, and they are alone in the vast, cold, primordial ocean. The very waters therein are the domain of a creature of unimaginable horror. This is where Thor takes his gruesome bait, the severed head of the ox, and fastens it to an anchor-sized hook on a line made of unbreakable sinew. He casts it into the dark depths, the heavy head sinking into the blackness. And then they wait. The silence is heavy, broken only by the gentle lapping of waves against the small boat. Hymir is trembling, regretting every moment of this insane voyage. Suddenly, the line goes taut with a jolt that nearly rips the boat in two. The force is immense, beyond anything a whale or a kraken could produce. The wooden boat groans and creaks, threatening to shatter. Something enormous, something impossibly powerful, has taken the bait. This is no ordinary sea monster. Thor grins. This is exactly what he came for. He plants his feet so hard they smash through the bottom of the boat, his boots finding purchase on the very seafloor itself. With a roar that echoes across the waves, Thor begins to pull. His muscles bulge, veins popping on his arms and neck as he hauls the line. Norrbranda. The struggle is titanic. The entire world seems to shake with the effort. The ocean churns into a violent maelstrom, waves crashing over their tiny vessel. Slowly, agonizingly, something is rising from the abyss. The water froths and boils, and then a head breaks the surface. It's a head larger than a mountain, with eyes that burn like embers of cosmic fire and fangs dripping with black, world-ending venom. It's Jörmungandr, the Midgard serpent, the monstrous child of Loki who is so colossally long that his body encircles the entire world. He is rage incarnate, furious at being hooked and dragged from his eternal slumber. The serpent lets out a hiss that sounds like 1,000 storms, spewing venom that sizzles as it hits the water. Thor and the serpent lock eyes. It's a moment of pure, primal conflict. God versus monster. Order versus chaos. Thor doesn't flinch. He holds the line with one hand, and with the other, he raises his legendary hammer. Lightning crackles around it, the sky darkens, and thunder booms in anticipation. This is it. The final blow. Thor is ready to smash the serpent's skull and end the threat to the world once and for all. But in the boat, Hymir the giant is losing his mind. He is paralyzed with sheer terror. He understands what he's witnessing. He knows that killing the Midgard serpent could unravel the fabric of reality itself. The consequences are too great, too horrifying, to comprehend. In a moment of pure, blind panic, he pulls out his bait knife. While Thor is poised for his world-altering strike, Hymir scrambles to the side of the boat and, with a desperate slash-coots, to line the tension snaps. The great serpent, with a final, hateful glare, sinks back into the depths. The ocean slowly calms, and the monster is gone, leaving only ripples and the lingering stench of venom. The silence that follows is more terrifying than the battle itself. Thor slowly lowers me. He turns to look at Heimer, and the rage in his eyes is hotter than a dying star. He had the Serpent. He was about to rid the world of one of its greatest evils, and this cowardly giant had ruined it. Thor's first instinct is to kill Heimer on the spot. He could have ended him with a single thought, but perhaps in a rare moment of, well, not mercy, but something close to it. He lets the terrified giant live. Instead, he channels his fury. He utterly smashes Heimer's boat to splinters and then, without a word, simply walks back to the distant shore, striding right through the ocean as if it were a shallow puddle. This story is more than just a failed fishing trip. It's a chilling piece of foreshadowing. This was the first and only time Thor and Jörmungandr would meet face to face. Before their final, destined battle at Ragnarok, the twilight of the gods. During that apocalyptic war, Thor will finally get his kill. He will slay the Midgard serpent, but in its dying throes, the serpent will spew its venom all over him. Thor will take 9 steps and then fall, dead. Their fates were intertwined, and this encounter in the deep ocean was just the prologue to their mutual destruction. The giant's cowardice didn't save the world. It just delayed the inevitable. What do you think? Was Heimer right to cut the line, or was his fear the ultimate betrayal? Let me know your thoughts down in the comments. Thanks for watching. And if you love diving into the epic sagas of mythology, make sure to like and subscribe for more stories. See you next time.